All right, we have Unit 2B practice test. And this is the, I believe, 5th page. So 14 through 17. So we have 4 questions on this one. All right, 14. The graph of linear function g is shown on the grid. What is the 0, right? 0 of g. We know 0 means x-intercept. And if not, now you do. So I want the 0 of g, or I want the x-intercept of g. Well, cool thing is it already gives us the graph, and we can see where it crosses the x-axis. So here's the x-axis right here, and I cross right here. And that's at 9. So that is my answer. If you're wondering why these points are here with these numbers, they're there to throw you off and trick you and mislead you, or as someone called it earlier, a red herring. Okay? That is not needed, and it's meant to confuse you, to see if you really know what you're doing. You're really supposed to just know that 0 means x-intercept, and then x-intercept is right here. I write 9, and I go on to number 15. So 15, solve the equation for x. Okay, well, at least there's no fancy way to say it. It's just telling me to solve, so I know what to do. Okay, so if I'm solving an equation, I have no parentheses, which is awesome, so no multiply. But look, here's my equal sign. On the left side, I have an x and a number. Can't combine those. But on the right, I have 2 x's and a number. So if I have 2 of like terms, right, I can combine like terms. So first on the left, I have x plus 5. And then on the right, negative 3x plus x. Well, remember, if there's no number in front of x, there's a 1 there. So if you need to go through and write 1 on all of these, then do that. If not, then don't. All right, negative 3 plus 1 is negative 2x. And then plus 11. All right, so I've done the first thing. Next, I always move the smallest letter. So between 1x and negative 2x, negative 2 is definitely smaller. And since we always do the opposite, I'm going to add. Okay? So I have 3x plus 5 and then equals 11. Now, if x is on the left, my number has to go to the right, so I subtract. And I'm going to come over here. So I have 3x, that's 0, equals 11 minus 5 is 6. Okay. Some of y'all might see that and go, oh, I know the answer. Great. Because my last step is to divide. And when you divide, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So my answer is 2. Now, if you're looking at these boxes and wondering, okay, why is there a box there? Those are called a gridable question, or you type it in yourself kind of thing. So when it asks for those, it's only asking for a number. You can't type in x equals 2. It's just saying, what is the answer? You just put 2. Okay. Same thing as up here. I know my point technically is 9, 0, but it's asking what is the x-intercept, and so if it gives you a box, I can't do parentheses 9, 0. I just want 9. So anytime you see one of those, it's just a single number answer, positive or negative, but you can't have more than one answer for those. All right, 16, which table shows y as a function of x? So in other words, which one is a function? Remember, to be a function, x cannot repeat. So if you want to on all of these, I can go through and just say, oh, I don't care about y, I don't care about y. Crossing off y, we're going to get rid of it, no one's going to care. And that way I only look at x. So x cannot repeat. Look at wow, we're on 16. Letter F. X can't repeat, right? 16, negative 16. I have 2 of these, so that's wrong. Look at G. Negative 6, 1, negative 1, 10. None of those repeat. Sweet. Look at B. 1, 3, 7, 1. Can't repeat, so that's wrong. And J. Negative 9, negative 2, 0, negative 9. Again, those repeat. Not happening. So, G is my answer, because the others all have repeating x's, and I cannot do that. So that is an easy question. Please don't miss that one when you do take the test. And number 17, last one on this page. Given f of x equals 4 times 2 minus x, what is the value of f of negative 10? Okay, well, we all know that if it's in parentheses, it's x. And if you ever forget that, I can just go back here, and what letter is in parentheses? X, okay? So in parentheses is x. See that? See that? Great. That means I want to take my number, negative 10, and put it in for x. So anywhere I see an x right here, I'm going to change it to negative 10. So this one's very tricky, and there's a reason this is on here the way it is. I'm going to write everything else until I get to x. So I have 4, parentheses, 2, minus. Now, see, now I get to x. Notice how x is in parentheses? My recommendation is write it in parentheses. There's a reason they do that. Because I have seen a lot of people do this. You already have a negative in front of the x, and then you see the negative 10 and go, oh, it's just one negative with a 10. But that's wrong. Because this negative here has nothing to do with that negative there. So that the negative on the equation is separate from the negative 10, which means I should have two negatives. Okay? Now, if you write it this way, you can type it in and get your answer. Or, I'm going to do it by hand. So I have 2 negative times negative, right? 2 negatives make a positive. And then I have 4 times 2 plus 10 is 12. And that's 48. So my answer on this one would be 48. And I promise if you just write the one negative, so if you just did 2 minus 10, you would get a totally wrong answer. All right, so that is the end of this page, so that's the end of this video.